Hey there, everybody. I hope you're doing well. Welcome to the community call for October 2023. Usually, we do the community call on the Discord server where people can join live. And in all honesty, we did actually do that earlier on today, but sometimes you make mistakes. Today, I made one and I didn't record. So I'm re recording now just so we can have the updates uploaded onto YouTube. So the people that didn't join live can access all of the information of everything that's happened in October because October has been pretty eventful on Komiser, especially on the Komiser side and also on the Tailwarden side too. So I'm really excited to be able to share everything that's been taking place. Just a word before we jump into the actual updates. I just want to let everybody know, especially if you have been part of the Discord server for a while, you probably noticed that the Tailwarden team has been slightly absent in the last couple of weeks. That's because around 2 weeks ago, the company got together for a week on site to talk about the direction in which we want to take Komiser and the direction in which we want Tailwarden to go also. And this conversation is still ongoing at the moment. And very shortly, hopefully, we'll be able to share with the community, with the contributors, and everybody that makes up part of the Komiser and Tailwarden ecosystem, updates on the way that we're going to take the two projects and the direction that we're going to take them from here on in. So we're very excited. We know that these conversations are going to be pretty fruitful, and we want to be as aligned as possible with all of you. So stay tuned for that. Hopefully, I'll be able to give you some updates in the up and coming days. Okay, so having said that, let's jump into the updates that we have for this community call in particular. So the first thing that I'd like to point out is that in October, we took part in Hacktoberfest, and we wanted to have a new brand image ready for when people came to discover the project. So as you can see, we have these new landing pages, both for the Komiser.io landing page and also the Komiser.com landing page, which we'll see now in a second. Big thanks to the design team for putting a lot of incredible work into the animations, into the new branding of Komiser. It looks just incredibly sleek, incredibly kind of modern, and it really reflects the kind of image that we want to put out there. So you can find the Komiser landing page at komiser.io. You can also find the Tailwarden landing page at tailwarden.com, also reflecting these new colors, these new kind of background images. Also incredible work done by the design team. So feel free to check this out. If you head over to the blog, also you'll see that a lot of the thumbnails of the blogs have been updated to reflect our new brand. And also in the Tailwarden YouTube channel, you'll be able to find a lot of the newest videos that have been uploaded. Also reflect the new changes that have been made. We'll retroactively and progressively update the other thumbnails of the previous content that we put out to reflect the image that we're going for now. So yeah, big thanks to the design team. A lot of great work has been done there. And we also participated for the first time in Hacktoberfest. So by heading over to the Komiser repository, you can see that we have a lot of closed issues with the Hacktoberfest tag, 20, if I'm not mistaken. So without a doubt, we can say that the Hacktoberfest, the first participation of Komiser in Hacktoberfest, was a huge success. I think we managed to grow the team of contributors to 64, if I'm not mistaken, which is up from around 55 at the beginning of October. So that's just incredible traction. It's anybody who maintains or is part of any open source project will know just how difficult it is to attract contributors who are going to want to dedicate time to improve an open source project. So we do feel very grateful that we can say that 64 have helped us out so far. The community is growing and it's very vibrant, and Hacktoberfest has a lot to do with that. So there's also been another kind of like set of learnings and experiences that have been incredibly positive thanks to Hacktoberfest, and we're going to cover those in a Twitter space that will take place later on today. Let me just find it here. The Twitter space will take place on November the 3rd at 7 p.m. Indian Standard Time, and that'll be 1:30 p.m. GMT. So if you catch this video before that, feel free to join. This is going to be an open conversation held by the Komiser maintainers, but open to any contributor. Anybody who isn't a contributor is also welcome to join and to talk about how their experience went through the month of October participating in Hacktoberfest. So if you have the time, please join us. We'll be happy to have you there. But the great thing about Hacktoberfest is that it allowed us to further a lot of the open issues that we had for Komiser. And in the month of October, we shipped 3 new releases, starting from Komiser version 3.1.1, and this is one that I actually touched upon in the previous community call. This is the one where we shipped the features of the onboarding wizard, the dependency graph, and also the OpenCOS integration. But apart from that, we also shipped the feedback collection feature. We also added some new cloud services such as the Kubernetes nodes, namespaces, and the Kinesis data streams. Apart from that, we've also, we'll touch on this in a second. This is the release for Tailwarden, but with regards to Komiser, we also shipped on the 31st of October 3.1.3, in which we added support for Civo resources in the resource dependency graph. Up until yesterday, this was the latest release, but there were some patches that needed to be added. So at the moment, the latest release that you'll find is Komiser version 3.1.4, and let's just have a quick look to see what it looks like. So I think I have it open here, so let me head over to the dashboard. So this is the dashboard of Komiser. We can see now that we have this feedback collection feature. Now you can add your email, add a message, and take a screenshot of the particular screen that you're on Komiser at that particular time. If you find any feedback that you want to give us, if you find any bugs that need to be addressed, you can also take a screenshot or a series of them and upload the file right here. This will send the feedback directly to the Tailwarden team, and this will kind of like expedite some of the conversations that we have around addressing bugs, addressing updates. So you already have the way of doing it up until now, which is reaching out to us through GitHub or through the Discord server, but this is going to be the quickest way if you want to get in touch with us regarding specific feedback. Cool. So having said that, we can now head over to the Explorer, where we have the resource dependency graph. We have some updates that you can find here. Mainly, we have the up until now, you can grab a node and you can change its position, but now open source contributors have added the disabling node tracking button. So now you can disable and you can keep your nodes in place. This is if you want to rearrange your resource dependencies and just lock them in place. So this is really helpful now. If you don't have an easy way of scrolling with your mouse, you can now use the zoom in and zoom out buttons right here. So thanks a million to the contributors for adding these nice customizations. We also have a tooltip down here to tell us the amount of resources that we have. And from the latest version, you can now actually filter the cloud provider to choose between either AWS, which was the only supported cloud provider up until version 3.1.3, but now from 3.1.4 onwards, you will now be able to find Civo resources. We do have a bug that is just being reported, which is that the logo isn't updating, but these are Civo resources. We'll just make sure to ship a quick fix so that the logos are also reflected. Perfect. So this is what you can expect in Komiser version 3.1.4. Please let us know. Leverage the feedback feature here to tell us your thoughts. Moving on to what is new for Tailwarden, we can head over to the changelog again, and you can see that we have the new feature here, which is an upgraded Cost Explorer widget, which we'll check now in just a second. And we also have an increased chart height just to improve the visibility of the data that we're seeing around cost. So let's head over to the Tailwarden dashboard to see what we're dealing with. So when we're talking about Tailwarden, just as a bit of context, the name of the game is Cloud Transparency. We want to be able to give the Tailwarden users the most amount of transparency as possible into their multi-cloud resources. So this involves fetching all of the resources that are available in those different cloud resources and giving a lot of granular data into those resources. But when we're talking about huge environments with tens of thousands in some cases of resources, no matter how big the widget is, no matter how kind of like granular the filtering is, it can get a little bit difficult to represent all of the resources, all of the data. And up until now, we were finding this restriction in the Cost Explorer, because up until the latest release, this was what you would see. You would be able to filter your the cost progression month to month of your different resources. You could group by service, group by region, group by cloud provider. You can also change the views. You can also add particular custom ranges, and you could choose the different views, but you're always going to see the views in this graph. We've extended that now. So just down below, you have a different graph. You have a different representation of the cost evolution month to month of the most expensive resources. These are the ones that are displayed first, even though all of them, as you can see here by scrolling, all of them are represented. But it's a new way for you to see all of the resources that are in your cloud environment and have a quick way to see how they're progressing month to month. Please let us know what you think of this. Is this useful to you or not? We want to make the Cost Explorer kind of like a one-stop shop for you to understand at a glance what cost is being incurred in your multi-cloud environments. So hopefully you get a lot of value from this. And if you don't, or if you would like to expand it, please let us know in which way we can do that. Okay, so moving on, I just wanted to quickly remind everyone again that later on today we have this Twitter space open to everyone. Please join if you have the time. We'll be happy to chat with you about open source in general, Hacktoberfest, and Komiser's participation in Oktoberfest. And especially we'd like to talk about this really cool story of this month's contributor of the month, which is Bishal Das. Bishal is someone who just learned about Komiser at the very beginning of October, thanks to a post that Kunal Verma put out announcing that Komiser was participating in Hacktoberfest. And in record time, in just a month's time, Bishal unanimously was voted the Komiser contributor of the month. So it's just an incredible story, and you can actually catch the conversation that I had with Bishal right here on YouTube. I really recommend watching it so you can get to know Bishal a little bit more about what he's been contributing to, which is cost calculation for a specific AWS resource. Very, very cool story indeed. And I'm really happy I had the chance to sit down with Bishal. The last thing that I wanted to touch on is the fact that we have an upcoming event on the 15th of November. This is going to be on the Civo platform. I'm going to be joining Siam Pathak, the field CTO at Civo, to talk about applying Komiser to a Civo use case and trying to kind of master cloud management for a multi-Civo account environment. I'm really happy to be able to do this because we're going to be able to showcase the value that Civo users are going to be able to get from the resource dependency graph, since it's very newly supported. And also the fact that the Civo cost calculations have been covered for a while now. So the cost is something that Civo users are going to be able to get at a pretty reliable level. And yeah, and also I hope that the resource dependency graph that now supports Civo resources is also going to be useful to Civo users. So if you have the chance, please register for the meetup. It's going to be a really cool one. Okay, so having said all that, October has been a really incredible month. A lot of great work has taken place. It's been an absolute pleasure to be able to announce all of these updates, because even though the Tailwarden team has been kind of introverted this month, talking about the future of, talking about and thinking about the future of Komiser, the future of Tailwarden, the open source contributors, on the other hand, have been busy at work, and it's just a pleasure to be able to talk about all of these updates. So thanks a million for watching. I hope this was useful, and the next time I will definitely try to share the recording live with everyone that joined live, and hopefully I don't have to talk about this twice again, but you live and you learn. So thanks a million for watching. Catch you in the next one. Have a good one. Bye.